Welcome in, everyone. If you've been searching for a way to get your whole family under one roof without sacrificing the privacy and your budget, you are in the right place. Today, we're going to be deep diving into one of the absolute best multi-generational homes for Clermont for 2026. I have a massive lineup tonight. We're going to do a 3D tour of Pulte's stunning 3,500 square foot Serena, checking out Lennar's McCartney floor plan, which is a total game changer for anyone looking for an in-law suite in the mid 400s. And I'll also be covering Clermont Great Deals of the Week. If you're hunting for a bargain, stick around because I might just be revealing 3 of the best deals on the market right now, including a 2,500 square foot home for just $380,000. Now, I've got more lined up as well, and I'm taking your questions live, so who knows where we're going to end up. All I know is it's going to be fun. So we usually start off letting me know where you're watching in from.
If you're watching this right now, where are you from?
We got
Write it down in the comments.
Hello, Queen. Where are you from? Who are you watching from?
If you're watching this right now,
Hey, Dylan, still floating Ohio. Hopefully you guys have been doing well.
write it down in the comments.
Kimberly from Georgia, hopefully coming soon. Looking forward to seeing you guys. No, we're getting closer and closer.
Right now.
And there we go. Well, let's just go ahead and jump in to our multi-gens. So this is a hot topic that we get asked quite a bit now. I feel like lately we've been doing a lot of these, and they're getting increasingly popular because they're just really practical when you have maybe a mom or an older kid that are going to be living with you, and it's great. It works great. So we're going to start off with our first. We're going to jump into the McCartney. It's a new floor plan by Lennar. And let me, we got to a couple more. Let's see. 9th K24 from Hills of Mineola. Hello, 9th. Thanks for stopping in and watching. We've got, that's probably one of my favorite neighborhoods, by the way. We've got, how do we put this up here? Oh wait, and we got the music in the video. Oh, okay. We were trying something new, and I guess it didn't work out too well. But just wanted to see how that played. But good feedback. So we've got the McCartney floor plan. This is one that is coming soon. This is in Meadow Point, which we're going to talk a little bit about later as a really cool neighborhood. But this is a mid 400s. Like I would say, probably like between 450 to 480 range, depending on some variables. But check out this floor plan. I think I want to start with the floor plan. So next gen, if you want one with like a kitchenette with a private entrance, this is a really great floor plan because you have the covered porch area with 2 separate entry doors. Your living room has a full kitchenette area, bathroom and bedroom. And then the main part of the house has 3 bedrooms downstairs with, well, I think it's only a single story on this one, but 3 bedrooms and a really nice open concept floor plan. So let me show you about some of these renderings. But it's a really great layout for the price. And I mean, this is kind of almost like so you kind of see. I mean, look how cute this really feels like a little apartment. So you have now it won't come with a stove because that's not kind of like it becomes a whole nother issue there, but it'll be pretty close to it. Put on like a hot plate and a air fryer. That's all you need. And then everything else you've got. And then you've got a nice kind of layout here with the bathroom. Usually comes with a shower instead of a tub. And then you got a nice spacious bedroom in the back there with a walk-in closet, of course. I mean, if this was my little space, this would be perfect if I was single or like once I get to that stage when I'm just a little old me. I think I would be really content with something like that when I'm older, especially if I'm with my kids. And then over here, look at the nice open concept. Look at all the windows. That's something that I think is really unique about this layout and this floor plan. Tons of windows. The only thing it doesn't come with are like sliders. They'll come with just like a door, but they throw it off with a lot of extra windows. So let's go into showing you some of the photos because that way you can see one of the models. But just really nice concept. Open, lots and lots of windows. That's one of the things I love the most is just all these windows. So you can just see. So if natural light's your thing, you will love this. Here's the owner's suite, more windows, the bathroom, closet space is great. Here's the kitchenette in the next gen suite. I love how they have it styled there. And then you still get some good outdoor space. So definitely of the top 3, this one is the best price for sure. Next up, we'd have the that's right, I forgot. So yes, monthly payment on this one. So we just had one that went under contract with all closing costs covered, where it was $481,000 range. Monthly payment on that for just the mortgage itself at a 4.99 rate, which is the promotion right now, $2,535 plus your taxes, insurance, HOA, CD, stuff like that. But overall, that's kind of like your expected payment with something like that, with the price and that.
Would you say that's the most affordable multi-gen in Clermont?
That is the most affordable multi-gen in Clermont right now, because as you'll see with the other 2, they are much bigger, but they're also much more expensive.
And how far away from downtown Clermont is this?
So this community is probably like 10 minutes to downtown Clermont. It's in this like really cool neighborhood called Meadow Point. And that is just a stone's throw from all the lakes in the downtown area of Clermont. And it's right next to the brand new school where you can actually walk with a private trail that goes straight to the back of the school area for the, the academy, Cherry Lake preparatory academy. So that is definitely a nice perk of that community. All right, now moving on to the Serena. This one is like if you want upper tier, this is going to be your thing. So this is where you're going to be able to build this in either Lake Haven Estates or at Parkside Trails. It's 3,500 plus square feet, so absolutely huge. I mean, this one is, if you've ever seen the Scarlet model by Pulte, this is that with an in-law suite. So it may be similar for some of you that really love to stalk these floor plans. There is a 3D tour, so
It's on the next tab.
Oh, it's on the next tab. Boom.
Because we had to get it from what's the chapter community.
So let's check out this. Love these virtual tours. It's like walking through the home. Look at all these windows. Love it. So it's really like the Scarlet floor plan, but except you get this extra space. So if you want if you want bougie, you want posh, you want nice, this is going to be your style, because this is definitely an upper tier builder. But you can see it's a little bit more like a kitchenette. It's not going to feel like a full kitchen like the other one, but it'll be like upper level finishes and style. Like they even give you a glass front door. That's gorgeous. And then your bathroom, look at the tile shower. So pretty. And of course, if you get to build it, you can say, hey, I don't want any carpet in the bedrooms. So a decent sized room there, 8-foot doors throughout. Look at that. No, I can't get it out. There we go. Then the main house is just a knockout too. You got this media room. This would be great if you have like a home office space, nice and tucked away. But then look at this open space. Going a little fast, but look at that. That's beautiful. Look at this kitchen. Not so sure about the dark cabinets, or I mean, not the cabinet, the countertop, but I love the cabinet color. It's very popular now. So, and then look at the stacked cabinet. So definitely a step up from the last. Here's the outdoor space. You can have an outdoor kitchen, a nice big cover lanai with the pavers. So again, this one you could build in both of those Pulte communities at Parkside Trails. At Parkside Trails, the base price of this home starts at $557. This one being, I believe this one is a 50-foot series, so you probably get a lot premium, maybe like around $50K over there. And then you're probably looking at, realistically, I always say about 5% for your structurals and 10% for design. So likely with Pulte, you probably if you like nicer things, you're probably going to spend a little bit more than that. So let's price one out real quick, and I can kind of give you an idea, ballpark. So $557 is your base price. Let's just say $50,000 for a lot premium. Puts you at $607,000. If you're spending maybe, let's just say $30,000 for structural options, and that can change depending on what how you want to modify. It can be, plus or minus. And then let's just say you're going to spend at least $60K in your design. That puts you at $697,000. So let's just round up to this home. Probably realistically, you're going to be around $700,000. So a payment for $700. Let me give you an idea. Oh, where'd my calculator go? Hold on. There it goes. Here we go. $700,000. With most people are going to be putting in that price range. You're probably looking at, let's just say 10% down, at least. Interest rate is going to be market rate when you build. So we'll just say 6.25. You're looking around $3,880 a month for a house like that. So definitely a jump up from the last one, which was like $1,300 cheaper. All right. And then next we have one more option there. The Pensacola. So right now in Waterbrook, it's a community, it's actually a more established community in the Clermont area. They have one lot left to be able to build this on. If from the sounds of it, they haven't sold it yet. But this was a really cool floor plan. Like I said, only one left. So if this would be something you're considering, I would definitely do this sooner. Call me sooner or than later. But look at this floor plan. So it is also a bigger home. When you add it's a 3-car garage without the guest suite. But when you put in the guest suite, you now take out the garage and the flex room and you add a guest suite, guest bathroom, and living room. You have kind of like a little area here to be able to add maybe like a little kitchenette or something like that. But otherwise, this will be your layout. You still have a kind of side entry garage, really beautiful open concept here. And then the second floor is just massive. You've got a humongous owner suite and then 3 really large bedrooms and a massive loft. So that's the floor plan there. I was going to show you. I like to just give you an idea of a walkthrough of that downstairs space. Now this one is base price at $700, so definitely on that upper tier. Let me see if I can look at that open concept. It's really nice. So this is kind of where you would come in from, and then that the guest suite area. This is if you kept the model on this one has the standard layout, but all of this would be closed up, and then right here would be the door to the guest suite area. And then this would all be just open. So the living room, you have kind of like 2 dining areas, which you may not need. This could be like an office space, open office. And then the kitchen area is really pretty. This is their gourmet kitchen option. And I love that the stairs are not right by the front door. It's always a nice touch. Really, really nice. So with this one, if it's start base price is $70, I think the lot premiums are a little bit less. Let's say $30,000 for lot premiums. With the structural, you would probably be spending a little bit more with doing the in-law suite. You're probably, let's just say $40K for structurals, and then like another $70K. So you're probably like $850 range, $840, $850 for this home. So if you're gonna do $850 with 10% down, a conventional loan, 6.25% interest rate, you're just over $4,700 a month for this one. But this neighborhood will be right by closer to downtown Winter Garden. It's probably and it's right by Costco, which is really nice. So let's see. We've got, all right. So next up, hold on, let me see. I think I lost what did I lose here? I cannot find my notes here. But we're going to talk about, hold on one second. So if you guys want to write down some questions for our Q&A, we're going to be doing that here in just a little bit. But right now we're going to talk about the 3 best deals. So first off, we're going to talk about Risewell over in Cypress Bluffs. Sorry, Cypress Oaks was my old neighborhood. Cypress Bluff over in Groveland. This is a really cool community. They have a mixture of single families, lots on the lake. There's a lake view lots. They also have bungalows, which are very, very affordable. They just opened up their second phase. And so this one we came across has a totally amazing price. And this is 2,500 square foot for $380,000. So if you don't care about having a big backyard or much backyard, because I don't think these have any backyard, this is a phenomenal deal. So if you want the space in a great, this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a 2-car garage, I think that was just fantastic. So let me show you on, let's see if I can pull up the map. Because just so you get an idea of where this is. All right, so Cypress Bluff is over here. right by with Kate, this whole community right here. So you've got the lake here, just a stone's throw from the downtown Groveland area, which is getting revitalized. Downtown Clermont, just a little bit further past that. But what's really nice about this location, you're going to have commercial space that's being built right over here. On the north side, Villa City is going to be redone. There's back roads that will get you close to where the new school is located. And of course to 19. So you can take this back road here, Lake Emma. And then you can be right there at the Turnpike exit, probably within 10 minutes. Take a little water break. We got some, oh, let me see. I can't find them. Oh, there we go. How do I buy? Sarah, call me. We'll put my phone number on the screen. But yes, definitely reach out and we can definitely get you more details. It's a phenomenal deal. Of course, I'm going to get you something a little better because that's how I roll. But yes, that's definitely going to be. Let's look inside real quick. But this is, look how cute the front is. Yeah, a little front porch, nice little stairs, 2-story foyer, really nice and open. It doesn't have that square tile, so it gives you a little bit of a nicer feel with the 12 by 24 tile. Still lots of, whoops. What did I press? But yeah, overall, really pretty. Here's some, there we go. Yeah, ignore the bad camera quality here. Here's the loft upstairs, comes with a loft. Really good size primary bedroom. Look at that closet space for $380. That's fantastic. So the only thing you're sacrificing is a backyard. You do get a little bit of like grass, but you don't really get much of a backyard. But with this community, you have a ton of walking trails and great amenities. And if you can forego that, you can do really well on the price. And this one's available now, so it won't last too long. They just discounted at $20K. I'm pretty sure it'll go quickly. Next one we've got for you is the Allison 2. They had 2 of them. We just got one under contract for one of our clients, but there is one left. But $385. They just took another price cut of $30K. They're pretty much doing like one thing with Lennar right now. They're doing most of their incentives off the price right now. But if you do want to get closing costs and stuff covered, you'll have to kind of add it back in. So it's a little kind of thing that they're doing right now. But this is a phenomenal floor plan too, because you've got a 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2,731 square feet. This is one over here. Look at this floor plan. So you've got an office space downstairs, a nice big open concept with a covered lanai. And then on the second floor, you've got 4 big bedrooms. Look at the size of the closet. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Look at this thing. And you get a secret door to the laundry room, which I think is excellent. Really nice shower too. It has a big seat. Show you some photos. Although some of these I think are the kitchen, the dining space, the family room, owner suite. Look how big that is. Got to have a bench. I love that. Another angle there. The lanai, the flex space. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty big office. Oh, I'm thirsty. So yeah, here's the laundry room, bedroom 4, super cute. So lots of great space. $385. That's just phenomenal deal. So that is, let me show you on the map. So that is, let me see, that one was in Meadow Point. No, Capstone. That's actually across the street. That's in Waterstone. So we've got, so it's just a hidden gem community a lot of people don't know about. Plus, if you are into gas cooking, Waterstone is pretty much the only neighborhood in that area that has gas. So gas cooking. Rainwood was my favorite community in Groveland. That is mine too. I would say Trinity Lakes and Rainwood are pretty much my two favorites, but Rainwood is quickly becoming my newer favorite. So yes, Dylan, isn't that nuts as far as price goes? I don't know how they do it, but that's a really great spot right there. All right, and then I have one more. Oh yes, Villa Pass. So all in the same kind of location. So here's Cypress Bluff, here's Waterstone. Villa Pass is right here. I've got one more for you, a Carlisle. This one's a little bit more expensive, but it is definitely still a really great home site. This one, if you want privacy, like no rear neighbor type privacy, looking over to a preservation, this is going to be your up your alley. It just got reduced to 489,000. It's about 2,800 square feet. Back to a preservation, and then look at some of these upgrades. Let me see. Why isn't it letting me go bigger? But he got really upgraded flooring. Super nice with the French doors, extra cabinets. Look at the size of that island. The gourmet kitchen. Here's the office space. Although I don't know what this little trap door is. I don't know there. Here's your powder room. And then look at the size of that. Already comes with a screened-in lanai, which is very rare because the builders usually don't do that. Here's the front porch area upstairs. Let me see if they've got a picture of the backyard. Comes with a front loader, washer and dryer. They have the upgraded appliance package in this one. Look at that view. Look at the backyard. So you've got no one behind you, and you just got preservation views from the distance. So really, really nice. Look at the space upstairs. You kind of have like a double loft space in this one. And then look at the shower. Look at the super shower. So kind of like, a step up from the other two. So that's kind of like the reason for the price difference, but really, really beautiful home. A little pop of blue on the front. Really pretty.
Beautiful home, just ugly photos.
What's that?
Beautiful home, just ugly photos.
Yeah, the photos aren't they great. The pictures don't do it justice, but if you want to see it, I'll get you a private tour. All right, so those are the best deals right now. Let's take a little bit of a break. And last time we did our live stream where I told you I had a upcoming trip. Well, I literally just got back like 2 days ago. And so I went to my parents' home country of Uruguay. So I wanted to share a little bit about my trip. Let me see if I can make this bigger so I can kind of share with you guys some of these photos. So we went because my aunt, hold on, go back to the other one. My aunt, we found out has, well, I'm not going to disclose it on here, but she's not doing well. And so she was in the hospital. I haven't seen her for 33 years. The last time I went, this is going to age me, but I was 10 years old. And I haven't been back to Uruguay since then. So I have this whole side of my family that I haven't seen in literally 3 decades. And so here's our first day. It was a complete surprise. She had no idea we were coming. The guy in the picture is my cousin who planned the whole thing to make sure she was going to be surprised. And so, yeah, it was just a little trip that I went with me and my mom. You can go to the next. So these are some of my uncle, my aunt, like her siblings. I haven't seen them literally since I was probably 5 years old. This is my cousin set up a whole thing at at his house and invited like half of our cousins to come. Here's some pictures of Uruguay. It's such a beautiful country. It really made me really proud of like my heritage and my roots, especially when it came to the food. I don't know. I can't, like, here are empanadas. They were so good. Like the beef, look at that, beautiful. The architecture was absolutely beautiful. This is in the capital of Montevideo. and it's pretty flag. Here's like when we were walking around after we had lunch at Mercado del Puerto, the best steak in the world. I think I actually put a picture of the steak.
For some reason it's not in there.
Oh, it's not in there. Let me just tell you, I had talked to my husband through many photos of my food, and I kept telling him how like I was in steak heaven. If you're a meat eater like me, I'm a meatitarian. Oh, I see the picture there. The best steak in the world. Absolutely. Look at that. Oh, it was so good. I can't even tell you. Like, I've been just like talking about, I had to take a picture of it because it was just so good. It's basically flank steak. They call it beef de vacío. So good. So good. But yes, I was happy. I got to see my family. We're hopefully going as a whole family later this year. But yeah, so just got to go to Uruguay. That's where we're from. So it was a great trip. And yeah, the food was amazing. So my inner self was very happy. I just missed my family because they didn't come with me. But it was so anyways, I could talk about this for longer. But let's move to our next part. We're gonna kind of like giving you an idea of like right now, like if I had to rank the 3 best Clermont communities, insider points, I would tell you the best affordable community right now is, I would say, well, not Hidden Ridge because they're sold out. Meadow Point. Why is it not opening up? Meadow Point is by Lennar. This is a community that is right on the Clermont border. It feels like Clermont, like living in Clermont, because it's really, look at the views from there. It's just an absolutely hidden gem in the location that it's located in. You got walking trails, you got beautiful views. It's got your internet's included. You have just some really nice perks of the location and the prices. I mean, you can have like, they have upper tier homes that are going to be in like the 500s, but most of their homes right now are upper 300s to mid 400s, which are very affordable for that area. As far as my top community for a lifestyle, of course, has to be where Meadow Point is. Okay, sorry. This is why I have
a few minutes to downtown Clermont, which has
so Meadow Point is right here. Right here. Cherry Lake Preparatory Academy is walking distance to also Cherry Lake Park. There's like a little connecting walking trail. So literally, you can take that. You go down this beautiful hill, you see a lake, and then you come down here, and here's Lake Mineola. So it's just within like a couple minutes, and here's downtown Clermont. You're just a couple minutes away from downtown. So it's really, and then to get to like all the shopping where Hills Mineola is, you're also just back roads away. You can just come down this way, go over here, cut over here. Lots of back roads to get you there quickly. Hills of Mineola would be my best community overall for lifestyle. Now, a lot of times, like, of course, I have the best clients that love this neighborhood, but for so many great reasons, the location is just unmatched. You're right in the center of it all. Let me go back to the map so I can kind of show you where that's located. Perks about this community, you're right across the street from the hospital and all the stuff that's coming into Mineola. They're going to have the Crooked Can opening up hopefully within the next month. You've got lots of retail, restaurants, a grocery store, all of that planned coming soon within the next year or so. You've got the ability to ride a golf cart there. There'll be a civic center with community events, live music, entertainment, all within like a arm's reach. So that's something I think is really special. If you have kids under like in the elementary, middle school years, you have school inside the neighborhood. You can't get better than being able to have the kids walk or bike to school. Let's see, we got a comment. It really is, yes, Dylan, definitely is the best for it is. And the clubhouse is going to be open on the 9th. Finally, it's right there. The clubhouse looks amazing. I have a client that just went under contract a couple of days ago, and we just went to go see the clubhouse, and it looks amazing. I'm definitely jealous, especially considering what the cost will be. It's not. I feel like it's very reasonable for all the amenities. But this community location, if you're a commuter, you're right next to the turnpike. All of this is going to be all developed here. The views, the hills. I mean, you can be able from the peak of like kind of like around this area is the peak. You're able to literally see Lake Apopka, and on a clear day, you can see the Orlando skyline. You can see rocket launches. It's just the absolute beautiful, beautiful spot. They have amazing sales reps there. Shout out to my girl Larissa. She is really, really beautiful. The community is really, really beautiful, and the hills. You just can't, if you really want that, the elevations and the just the views and the vistas. This is the best place for it. 9th, they went with the Avalon bonus, of course. My absolute favorite in the community is that one. But I have a lot of clients that have always have selected the Anna Maria. That's also a crowd favorite over there. And then they always have great deals on inventory. So definitely would say for the lifestyle, that is my top choice. And then best overall, gotta bring it to Rainwood, 10 minutes from Hills of Mineola. So really just a very short distance. Rainwood is a community by Mattamy Homes. And let me show you where that is. So if you kind of came down this way and then cut over here, you would be right over here at Mattamy. It's just down the street from where Meadow Point is, because Meadow Point's right here. So just a little bit further north from there. Rainwood is a community that has townhomes, bungalows, 60-foot wide home sites and 70-foot wide home sites. And most of the 60s and 70s have preservation views, so no rear neighbor. So if you want privacy and bigger yards, this is definitely a phenomenal location. Price ranges, like for their inventory right now, especially if you can get in before May 31st, and get you extra special deals. But they have they're doing really good pricing on those inventory that they have already built. And let's see, biggest selling point, I mean, your Hills of Mineola, for example, we were just comparing the differences. Hills of Mineola, you're looking at, let's compare a Big Bend, which is probably one of my favorites of their single stories there. That one, probably you're looking at $530,000 for about a 2,400 square foot house, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths. At Dreamfinders at Hills of Mineola, comparable to that's probably an Anna Maria. Anna Marias are going to be at least 600, 650 with no bonus, just the 2,235 square feet. I mean, that's literally like $100,000 price difference, and it's smaller. I still love my Dreamfinders, but if you want a better value and be 10 minutes away, Rainwood is going to have a best overall feel. And then we got David. That's right, David. You've done your homework. That is where the 50 Shades of Blue house is, the Talquin floor plan. That one is one of their bungalows, probably one of the most beautiful bungalows I've ever seen. A lot of people think, oh, it's small, it doesn't have it just feels small and tight. But these ones, it's just a wall of windows, and they, like the model, they just did every shade of blue you can think of in every single room. So it's my 50 Shades of Blue house. Booker, do you know of any multi-gen homes with entry to the multi-gen side of the home? Do you mean where it has, yeah, so you're talking about like the Camden where it's a little bit more private. That is probably the only one that I know of right now. But if I can, let's see. Let me show you. For those of you that
We also shot that.
we did shoot, we have a video that we shot on this one, but the Camden floor plan. So what he's talking about is how most of the multi-gens, like Lennar specifically, will put the doors right next to each other. Pulte does it too with their Serena and the Concord. Some of them don't even have a door, like the Amylite or the Pensacola. The doors are only from the inside. However, for the Camden, if you want a little, this one's a 3-car garage. It is definitely one of my favorites for sure because it's just such a big house, but it's just everyone's got great space. This one comes with like a little walkway so that they have a little bit more privacy. This is going to be your best. And I think we put it in the comments there. Camden is located right now, I think, in 3 communities. You have Kindred in the Kissimmee area, and then Ocoee has it in Wynwood right now. And their prices are probably between like mid 500s to mid 600s between those two. And I can't remember the other one, but I can find out if you're interested. But yes, great question, Booker. If I can find you another one, I will certainly let you know. So just reach out and I'll look through my list and see if there's any others. But I don't think the only one else I could think of is possibly Cavenanian with the passion flower, but they don't really build a lot of those in our area anymore. But that gets me to the next point, because especially Booker, I would invite you to come join my insider circle. So it's reserved for our clients and future clients that if you scan the QR code, this is a place where I get to share like insider tips, information, answer your questions, and just put like live videos or live, like when I find a deal on like a crazy deal or a crazy incentive offering that's like, usually I'll get notifications from my builder reps. Hey, this deal's only through the weekend. So that's where I'm going to put up that kind of stuff. And it's just a great place where you can get up to the date information on new communities, pre-sales, things of that nature. So definitely invite you to join. We're up to 63, so we only have slots for 100 families. So
20 spots left.
Yeah, there's like 20-ish.
We're saving 20 for consultation.
Okay, so 20 spots are saved for those that have reached out for consults, but we have about 20 spots left for our followers too. So definitely jump in. Secret word. Okay. All right. So secret word for this week will be Booker. Booker T. So in your honor, Booker. So definitely join us over there, and then we can get you those. All right. Then let's see what else. So any questions? We got a bit of folks on here. Any questions that you have been thinking about communities, about the process? Drop me a heart, a like. I don't have any bugs chasing me right now, thankfully, because I don't have anything funny to be running away from. You're welcome, Booker. But yeah, any thoughts?
Let's do the expert tip.
All right. So while you guys are thinking of those questions, let's get into our. We did a poll this past week, how to maximize your builder flex cash. This is our little segment we call new construction expert tips. So pro tips. So builder flex cash. Let's start with, what is builder flex cash? What does that mean? So when you're buying, especially when you're buying new construction, There's a lot of different variables as far as incentives that they offer you. They can offer you, if it's a quick move-in home, they can offer you things like an interest rate promotion. They call it like a forward commitment. So it's basically when the lender blocks off certain interest rates and the builder pays for it. So that's kind of like an incentive in itself. But they can also offer things like flex cash, especially when you're building. They can't give you an interest rate promo, but what they can do is give you flex cash. What can you use that for? You can sometimes use it off your price, but sometimes there's limitations to that. You can often use it to cover your closing costs, which closing costs for new construction depends on your sales price, of course, but on average, you're probably looking closer to $20,000. So having, $20,000 in flex cash means you don't pay anything more than your down payment. Or say you're building and you can't get the interest rate promo, but you can get maybe a good amount of money extra for flex cash. Say we can get you $30,000. 20 covers your closing costs. You've got 10 left. We can buy down your interest rate. So the poll that we did was, what is the best use of your money? And so let me see. Are you putting? Yep. So we've got 43%. It's pretty much tied. Buying down your interest rate.
You have a real question.
Real question. Where is it? Is this AI face? What does that mean?
You're a real person.
Am I a real person? Yes. No, I'm a real person. I'm not AI. Hey, Cynthia. Hi from Pembroke Pines. Welcome. Hello from Clermont. Shout out to your husband on the new effects on your videos. Thank you. I don't know if anyone noticed, but we did try a little something right after Stranger Things was done. I don't know if anyone noticed it. We tried to incorporate it, but it was really cool how he did that. But thanks.
Video,
oh, in the new video shows how much I watch. I'm sorry. I don't think I watched it all the way through, but yeah.
People to vote. What do you think saves the most money?
So yeah. So tell me in the comments what would you, if you haven't voted on this poll, what would you spend your flex cash? So if the builder gave you $55,000 to use towards your purchase, how would you use it?
What's the best use of that money? Save.
So
should you buy down the rate or take down the price? So
let me show you. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can pull up I'm going to show you something. And this is kind of like my favorite little tool. It's called Carl's Mortgage Calculator. But I'm going to show you the difference of.
Where are you?
Whoopsies. Here I am.
Okay.
All right. So here I am in my little calculator. So say, for example, you're buying a $500,000. Well, let's just say if they're giving you 55, you're probably at a higher price point. Let's just say you're buying a $600,000 house, and the builder, let's just use a round number, is giving you $50K. Market interest rate is 6.25%. So with that, if you're putting 10% down, your payment's $3,324. So let's jot that down. $3,324. If you were to take $50,000 off the price, that brings you down to $550. Your payment goes down to $3,047 per month. So that's a difference of $277 for saving that $50,000. Say, for example, you kept the $600,000 price tag, but say you apply that $50K towards your closing costs in your interest rate. Say you were able to get the interest rate down to, I don't know, let's just say 4.99. That brings your payment down.
How much would that cost usually?
How much does that cost? I have no idea, because a lot of times the builders have like preset interest rates for that. But yeah, they can get really, they buy it in bulk. So the pricing is a little bit different, but you can't just like say, hey, I'm going to spend $100,000 buy down my interest rate, because there's limits on what you can spend. And it's not like you'd be like, I want to buy a 0% interest rate. But with that said, you probably wouldn't spend $50K on your interest, but you can do things like a 2-1 buy down, which means the first 2 years you're going to spend 2% less. So say you got a 4.99 interest rate, and then the first year is 2.99, the second year is 3.99, and then the rest of the term is the 4.99. Those are things that are going to be, additional savings. But anyways, back to say we were able to buy down that interest rate from the 6.25 to the 4.99, your payment would be $28.95. So it's even less than applying that $50K towards your price tag. So my best tip is to always apply it to the interest rate. The cheaper the money, the more you're going to save overall. It doesn't matter so much on the actual price tag as much as it does on that monthly payment. Unless you are going to pay cash, then yes, totally put it towards the price. Or if you're going to pay it off in a couple years, price is better. But if you're planning to pay, a mortgage like the rest of us, then definitely getting the lowest interest rate you possibly can is what's going to save you the most overall. And then, of course, like you'll have a little bit left over paying down your closing costs. This is how I always factor in. If you're able to cover your closing costs, $20,000 is a lot of money to save up, and taking $20,000 off the price. So, for example, going from $600,000 say to $580. Let's go back to the 6.25. So $33.24 is the payment. But say you were able to go to $580, your payment is $32.14, a difference of $110 a month. Instead, using the $20,000, instead of taking off your price, paying your closing costs, you're saving $20,000 out of pocket. Just to, and you're not, your payment is $110 difference. If you took $20,000 and you divided by $110 of savings, it would take you 181 months to save that $20,000 again, with the 110 you saved on your payment. That is like half the time. So it just doesn't make sense. So if you can save money on closing costs, that is absolutely the best way to go. Dylan says, let's see. Those interest rates really make a difference. I wish we'd been able to buy those 2% rates. Crazy how much more you can afford. I think that's really the biggest reason why the pandemic just exploded with real estate, because when money's cheap, you can afford pretty much whatever you want. But that had to come to an end at some point because it just was going crazy. And the only way to reduce demand is to raise prices. And they did that by doing interest rates. Now, do I think that we're going to come back down? I do. The question is when. And I do believe it's going to be really, really, really slow if they're smart, because if you lower rates too fast, it's going to create another frenzy. I don't think that that's wise. Cynthia, we moved it from Kansas City to South Florida in 2021, got a 3% rate. I wish that was still the case. That goes for all of us. I think that's really what has created a lot of lock in the resale market. Is there was a period of time where especially once the pandemic kind of died down, and then to now, it's just been a lot of sellers just were it doesn't I had sellers, I'd do a listing appointment and they were we want to move, we want to downsize, a retiring couple just retired, they wanted to downsize. It was going to be more expensive to get a smaller home than it would be to just stay in their home with the interest rate. So I totally understand that lock of I can't really move because I've got it too good, but life still happens and people still have to move. And so that is people move for a lot of different. Oh, look, there's Sam and Ricky. So good to see you, Sam. We had fun yesterday, I think it was, or on Saturday. got to hang out with them. Although I found out Isaac has more of popularity with their girls than I did, but I will win their favor over by the time we're done.
Fun fact about Isaac.
Fun fact about Isaac? What?
He was a professional motocross.
Oh yeah. So Isaac's one of my agent partners who's phenomenal, and yeah, he used to be a professional motocross rider, which is pretty fun. One of our clients we were out with this weekend, come to find out they were like big fans of he'd been one of the client had gotten into it and had no idea like that they're like kind of like in the same circle. So it's just pretty cool. But yeah, interest rates. So on a positive note, property tax cancellation could be on the horizon for Florida. If that happens, that's going to be something where I feel like that's going to create a little mini frenzy again with Florida. But there's still a lot of things to happen to get into place in order for that to take place. But what are your thoughts, like, or questions maybe that you have about, because I've been doing a little bit of research and looking up like kind of like the proposals that they have. Some of them look pretty valid and some of them look like, we'll see what happens there. But pretty much with the property tax exemption, it's not like all property tax, because I read that they're looking at just eliminating everything but the school taxes. If that's the case, it's really like maybe you're getting like a 50% discount on your taxes. So it's not as like, going from like 100 to 0. You're gonna probably go, but I mean the biggest thing is once the home's yours, like once you're paid off, like that would be huge savings for many homeowners here in Florida. But yeah, for the offset, Dylan, from some of the things, the proposals I've heard about an exit tax of 5%, which that would only like benefit homeowners if they were in the house for more than 5 years, per my like little calculation. But they also had what was it? So that would not be good for people flipping properties or people that like plans change and have to sell. That would actually be really expensive. The other one I heard is like increasing sales tax. Now keep in mind, the property tax thing is only for people who have homestead. So that does not mean all like people wouldn't be paying property taxes, because a good chunk of homes owned in Florida are vacation homes, rental homes, and they're not homesteaded properties. What do you think about Ryan Homes at Lake Nellie Crossing? I haven't made a video on that community yet, but actually have been considering that. That is probably the one community in all of the new construction communities in the like all of new construction that has the biggest yards. So they're like a third of an acre. So if you're looking for new construction that has an incredible yard, and you're okay with being a little bit, let me pull it up. If you're okay with being a little bit further out, then that would be a fantastic location. Because look at the lots there. Now they do have ones like with like lake views in the distance. They're not like actual lakefront, but they are with some with the distance. Some of them are really like, they had a few that are for sale that are very long. So oversized lots over on this side. Small community, really doesn't have any amenities, but it's just really tucked away. So that is a pro. So yeah, maybe that's a good idea. We'll add it to the list. Base prices start in the pretty much 500-ish. But yeah, I can definitely, but let me show you on the map where it is. The only thing with this community, let's see, where is it? it's kind of really tucked away. There it is. So you're probably still maybe, I want to say 15, 20 minutes from everything in Clermont, but it's going to feel very, very like private, like, cause you're going to go down Lakeshore and then it's off Lakeshore. But that area feels like you're kind of like going down into the nature area. So, and then they've got little Lake Nelly. 9,000 a year in property tax, Cynthia. Yes. So if that goes away, that would be substantial savings, but it'll likely be where it will go down maybe to like, I don't know, like maybe a couple thousand instead of 9,000, but that's still a substantial savings there. You need a new construction with rental units. The Mabel 2 would be a fantastic one, but the rule with that one is you have to live in it and then you can rent it. Let me show you that one. Was it Parkside Trails at Pulte? That one, the Mabel 2 is a fantastic home if you want to have an income property. You are allowed to, as long as you live in it. You cannot have both sides rented. That is not allowed. But per the builder, they will allow, if you are an owner occupant and you want to rent out the other, let me show you. The Mabel.
We have a video on it too.
Yeah, we did do a video on it, which we can link in the description with for you, Hayes. But look at this floor plan. And the home is huge, by the way. So you've got a 4-bedroom, 1, 2, 3, with a 4th bedroom downstairs with a loft. But this is the 5th bedroom, but this is a full kitchen with its own private entrance. It's a garage apartment, so it may not work well for your in-laws if they have, if they're older and they can't do stairs. But for everybody else, it's a fantastic floor plan because you've got a full kitchen, a little living room space, and then a good-sized bedroom, walk-in closet with laundry inside your closet. I think that's fantastic. And then you've got your, full bathroom. So if you wanted a rental unit, there you would have it. And that's really the nicest because it has a full kitchen with its like a full stove kitchen, not just a, see if I can get out of here. It's not just the, like a kitchenette. It's like a real kitchen. And look at some of these pictures. And like I said, we do have a video on this one that we did. I'll know. It was in the best multi-gen video. But also in the Parkside Trails Part 2 video. So here's the second entrance. So from your lanai, so that apartment would have its own entrance from the back of the house, whereas the main house is from the front. And then this is the apartment. Look how cute that is. It's very, very nice. And then the laundry inside the closet. I mean, how convenient is that? So hope that helps, Hayes. David, what would be the most affordable community with resort style living? Well, for bougie living, we know that's McKinnon Groves because they have very, very nice amenities. I would say for that style, resort style living with overall costs, well, I guess that the resort style living most affordable, I would say, is Trinity Lakes in Groveland. Trinity Lakes has, let me see if I can pull that one out. That community, I absolutely love the amenities that they have. Look at this. Look at the clubhouse. It has a full gym, a clubhouse, resort style pool. It has on this backside over here. You have a soccer field, 2 dog parks, Down this way, you have a gazebo with a fishing pier on the lake. You have 2 playgrounds, 2 dog parks. In my opinion, very resort style. They'll do community events here. I have so many clients that have moved into this neighborhood where home prices, you're like in the 400s to like mid 500s. And so, and there are like with Risewell, they do have some like premium homes over there too, where you could probably be into the 600s, but for the most part, you're in like the, around 500 or so in this neighborhood. They love it. There's tons of kids, lots of great stories of how like their kids are thriving, making great friends. There's community events, like they'll do food trucks in the parking lot. They'll do movie nights on the lawn here. Just ways to bring the neighborhood together, I think is just absolutely fantastic. Trinity Lakes, you're going to have most of the kids there are going to, a lot of people are at the new Cherry Lake Prep Academy, which is really not far, within, I think, 7 minutes. And then, but the schools that are zoned for that, you've got, let's see, Groveland Elementary, Gray Middle School, and then South Lake High School. But a lot of parents, from what I've been hearing, are going to Mascot Charter or Cherry Lake Prep, Pinecrest Lakes Academy for the charter schools, Cypress Ridge Elementary for Magnet. So lots of great schools in that. David, same question for 55 plus communities. So for 55 plus communities, most affordable I would say, well, I would say Hills of Mineola, not Hills Mineola, Del Webb Mineola has done some substantial price decreases lately. Where I've gotten some pretty great deals for clients over the last couple of months there. Because they've been doing some like really, really nice price breakdowns. So, but affordable, like now they're starting at $360. Not there yet. But yeah, but Del Webb communities are just spectacular. But they have, let me show you some of their like quick move-in prices. So lots of savings. Look at that, 57,000 off, 68,000. These are like their echelon series though, like really fancy ones. But here's one for 412. I mean, that's for Compass. Smaller floor plan, of course, but I would say that is definitely more affordable now than it was. But it is kind of like becoming slowly the off season. So during the off season, the prices go down a little bit. Up a little bit further north is Crestwinds at Lake Harris, although just ask me about it and I have a story. But I have a phenomenal listing in that community that is spectacular. So for a really nice 55 plus, definitely let me know on that one. Oh, show it. Let me show you that one. I'll show it to you. I'll just go on Zillow. So check this out. And the home is just absolutely beautiful. 580. So, but this is like upper tier level. 10-foot ceilings with tray ceilings, upgraded lighting, luxurious like upper tier quartz, two-tone cabinets, gourmet kitchen, tile like backsplash to the nines. You definitely have just and then a 16-foot slider. Levy, do you want to tell them about how much I wanted a 16-foot slider? So I want this in my life, and we went to get a price tag on it. $40,000. My husband said no, but look how pretty it looks. And then it's got this just beautiful view, extended porch, office space, which can be easily converted to a third bedroom. super shower, no carpet. They took it all out. Epoxy floors. Look at that screen. No, it's just like an upper level screen. They put in a privacy wall over here. Have it fully fenced. It's really great. And the amenities, they're going to have an amenity center. So this is the one in DeLand, which they're building identical in this community. So it's not built yet. These are from DeLand, but very upper tier. Look at these sunsets from the house. Some pictures my sellers took. So if you want to, it's only like the home was just built, but plans changed and they have to go. So come get a phenomenal deal if you're looking at it. I know. Get me my 16-foot slider. See, we're gonna do start a petition, Sam, to get my husband to let me have the 16-foot slider, please. So yeah. So let's see. But yeah, as far as 55 plus communities, I would say the Del Webbs are really good. There's actually a 55 plus community coming soon to Wellness Way by Lennar. I don't think I've ever seen a Lennar 55 plus community. So that one's going to be interesting. But as soon as I find out any details about it, I'm going to be putting that in my insider circle. So there's your scan
Can't
to
get in without the secret word.
Yeah, and remember, you have to use a secret word, which is Booker T. That's how we know, like, you know, you're a real person that you watched. So I know that it's not just some random person. We do make sure, and we audit to make sure that you're real. All right. I mean, we're pretty much at time, right? So what else was that? That was pretty much it. I will say, I always love to talk about shows. We just finally started Night of the Seven Kingdoms. We were letting some of the.
I
You have a question?
Yeah, I want to ask.
Sorry, I'm like.
If
I'm getting ahead of myself.
If they would watch, if we shot real clients shopping for their.
Oh, very good question. So my husband's asking if you would enjoy if we were to shoot real tours with our clients on the channel, or like.
Yeah, for the channel.
For the channel. So like if I was like bringing you the HGTV vibes with some of our awesome clients, would that be a pro in your or a con?
Would you watch it?
Would you watch it? Or would it be something you're interested? Do it. Absolutely. We're going to need some volunteers then. But yeah, it is something we're looking at possibly doing here. Go watch. Very good. Yes, HGTV vibes. And it'll be the real stuff, like not the fake. Well, I can't give away those secrets, but. All right. Well, we'll probably open that up to some of our insiders. How can we Booker T a tour for 55? Oh, just send me a message or scan just text me. This is my cell phone number. Text me and I will book you a tour.
Booker T is the highlight of the show.
Booker T, you are the highlight of tonight's live stream for sure. So I better see you in that insider circle, Booker, so I can give you a high five when I see you. But yes, and it'll be fun to see other people too. And I always try to make it fun, right, Dylan? We have a good time. David knows too. Like Cam climbing in the closet and testing things out. He is the cutest little kid. His kids are adorable. Today I was actually doing tours with a client, and the 3-year-old and I were having very, very fun conversations. He brought a backpack with like fake food, and he said he brought me lunch. So he got me a stuffed pineapple and a stuffed lettuce, like kind of like made out of felt. And it was a lot of fun. And then he wanted me to have his stuffy, which I thought was like the sweetest thing ever. I love kids. So when people feel bad, they bring their kids. I'm like, I love kids. Bring them.
Don't tell them we have baby fever.
Yeah, don't tell anybody we have baby fever. I think I'm getting over it though. That's why we got a kitten like not too long ago. Awesome, Lord. I will look forward to reaching out with you soon. We'll just do like a little consult and take care of mom. Yeah, maybe you guys can be our first well, I don't want to put you on the spot. If you want to do our HVTV episode, we'll talk about it. But yeah, specialer. That'll be fun. We have fun.
That's from when you said that about the sliding glass door. Right?
Specialer. I love that. But it's because we put in a pool. Finally, finally, that was my dream for like probably like 30 something years. I've wanted a pool in my backyard, and I finally got it. But then it's like became winter time and I can't use it. Well, I mean I can, but I don't want to pay the bill for it. So I'm waiting. But it was like to do it with a 16-foot slider would just make it all the better, but not when it's like almost like half the price of the pool. Just couldn't justify it. I'm not that not there yet, I guess. But so anything else, or are we going to talk about my shows to finalize? Today is getting late, but so I don't know if any of you guys are Bridgerton fans, but I did get to watch that on the plane ride home, part 2. That was really nice. I know I wanted it all around the whole pool, but I got shot down. Because all right, it was either $8,000 for my mermaid tiles, or it was $0 for regular tile.
$8,000.
I would have done
Just
it.
for tiles.
But he was like, "Come on, that doesn't make any sense." See, Dylan thinks I should get the door. We'll work on it. Right now, we're trying to Howie in the Hills. It's not super far out, but it is definitely. It's an up and coming area too, and it's really like you're within a 20-minute shot of Hills and Mineola area, and like Clermont, you're roughly about 20 minutes or so. And that area, it's pretty. I mean, it's very more naturey, although that could probably change in the next 20 years. So who knows? But let me show you on the map so I can give you a rough idea. Go for regular tiles. Okay, David. I will say I did pick the prettiest like tile, and I got to have my mermaid tile over the spillway and then a ribbon tile throughout like the floor and seating area, which looks phenomenal. I love it. So I got to have it somewhere, which made me happy. But and yes, I would say this season on Bridgerton was really good. I liked it a lot. It definitely gave me like Cinderella vibes for sure. Howie in the Hills area here, but there's a huge section of this area right here that's all going to be developed. Right now, they started with Risewell over here. And then there's going to be more communities. All of this is getting developed. So, and this is technically Howie in the Hills. That's very close to the turnpike, which is a big plus, but you will feel more remote. 45 minutes, probably. Yeah, because if you take the turnpike to 429, it'll be quicker. So I would say 45-50 maybe to be safe.
It'll be a long time before.
Yeah, but that area will take a long time to develop. I would say at least at least 5 years, if not 10, to really see it change. Right now, it's a little bit more remote, but you can get houses at like 300s. So Groves at White Marsh is probably my favorite of the two, because Hodges does have a CDD, Groves does not, and their HOA is like I think like $90 or $100. And it's a really like Stanley Martin for like affordability, probably one of my favorites. I think that they actually had, was it last week or not last week? The last live stream, I showcased a home in this community that was like $290 or something like that. Do you remember?
Yeah.
So
For a nice house.
the house is great. You need your house to come through. I don't know. I'll get with you on that one, but it looks like they're fighting hard to keep it. So we'll talk more on that. But I don't know if you can turn this off. There you go. You're doing Avalon Howie with a pool already. Yeah, for resales. You can get some for resales. There's a few even in Clermont where you can, if you're open to resales, then you probably get really good deals on those. We'll talk about it. But yeah, so shows that I just watched. Because remember, I was on a plane for 12 hours twice, like once there, once back. I did the mini series on Netflix called His and Hers. Did any of you guys watch that? Because I thought it was fantastic and quite a twist, if I must say. I'm not going to say it in case some of you haven't watched it, but it was a really cool, a cool like mystery, like didn't know what was going on. I love murder mysteries, but I think like me and every other female with our crime dramas and stuff like that. So I watched that, and then I watched the Bridgerton. Dylan, definitely, it was really, really cool. And what's fun is like it's the girl from Thor. I forgot what her name is. She's like the Valkyrie. Was the actress in it. And then the other guy, I see him all the time, and he plays the same kind of role. And he's funny, but he's just kind of. I think he's also was in a superhero movie, but I can't remember his name. But he's both great actors, really good storyline. And then of course, Bridgerton. Now we're watching Night of the Seven Kingdoms to see how that plays out, and then. I know I knew it was coming. Breaking Bad. Love it. We got to watch it. And I got to shout it out to David for that one. So
I mean, we did like Ozark.
We loved Ozark. I'm just not, I guess I'm more shrinking on Apple TV. Shrinking. Is that like about like literal shrinking, or is it about like psychology, like shrink? I like the psychology, not so much the Honey, I Shrunk the Kids shrinking. But yeah, I'll have to do Breaking Bad. I bet you I'm gonna love it, but then I'm always like, the one show I never watched that I didn't have any interest to watch was what's the zombie show that was really popular? Walking Dead. Yeah, it was too much for me. But I love the White Walkers. Shrinking. So it is probably psychology, shrink. I'll have to check that one out. Cool. Well, I guess on that, Ozark's coming back. No. I mean, could they? I don't know. And hey, Andre.
How would they though?
No, because I thought that
Literally.
it was such a great show. It was such a great show. Psychology. Second, shrinking. All right, making a list. Breaking Bad, number 1. We got to watch that. But that's like a really long show. Shrinking. I do like that. Man, I hurt my wrist. Did I watch Stranger Things? 100%. I was probably one of the first people watching it. I loved it. Although I did feel like this last season a lot like we were laughing about like the final scene. Not that I'm gonna I guess if you haven't watched it by now, like too bad. Now you're gonna get spoilers because it's been way long. Too long. 3 months ago, guys. The final scene was a little uneventful. Like I was expecting a whole lot more action, and I felt like I didn't get it. But I did still cry a little bit with the final. Just like the hunting party. Hunting party was good, but like the final scene, like where were all the demigorgons? And all they were everywhere, and then they're like at the very end, there's like nobody there to protect them. I'm like, come on. But the I guess the what you call the can't think of it, the mind flayer thingy, that was kind of cool. But I thought he would be a little tougher as well. But and then don't get me started on like what's her name? running up the hill, but except she was just standing there, just taking her sweet time. I'm like, come on, Max. You've literally been stuck in this prison for like 2 years or whatever, and you're just like just sitting there casually having a conversation. It was it was still fun. It was still good to see it all come together before they were like in their 40s. And hard to hide the fact that they weren't children anymore. All right. I'm getting tired, but it's been super fun. Thanks for, we got 22 people still on. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and for your questions and your show recommendations. Got to watch Breaking Bad. And so we'll see you guys in a couple more weeks. And then as always, I'll see you on the Insider Circle, and just shoot me a message if you want to chat. Have a great night.
I don't know if we can live stream the next live stream. It's supposed to be the 15th.
Oh my gosh, you're right. We're gonna be on spring break. I'm sorry. The next live stream may be a little off schedule, but we'll get one in there in a couple weeks. Well, then we'll get to show you our video from we're going on the Star of the Seas, which I'm excited about. So I'll get to report to you what that was like. So I'll see you on the next one.
We'll do a boat tour for them.
Oh, a boat tour. I told him I would be like, I wonder how good it would be to like just be one of those people that just record your vacations and then that way you start getting free ones. But I think that would be too much work I'll just pay for it and enjoy it. All right, guys. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Vlog it.